Hello, hello. It is Wednesday, and I don't feel like doing anything. It is 11:40 right now, which is not ideal. I got to my office and kind of did some work, but not really. I didn't really feel up to recording anything. And I haven't actually done any writing. I've been doing some random admin work, just things going through emails and stuff. I also decided to start transferring my Goodreads data to Storygraph because, I don't know, it looks cooler and Goodreads sucks. So I just finished uploading the CSV? I think it's a CSV. I just finished uploading that to the Storygraph website, and they're like, we are full right now. We'll let you know within 72 hours. And it's like, okay, cool. The main stuff I wanted to work on today is writing and maybe recording a video, and that's just, oof. I'm not recording a video today. Just feeling not so great, and that's annoying. So maybe if I'm not recording something, I'll work on editing. Honestly, working on editing sounds better than trying to write right now, and that's so stupid. Maybe I should just take a break today instead. Well, I know what I should do, and what I should do is suck it up and work on stuff anyway, even just for a little bit. I'm not saying I should spend the whole day working. That would be really dumb for mental health. I think I will go in and look at the chapter I'm on for my story, see where I'm at, and see if I can at least edit that chapter, because I believe it's a chapter I don't really need to do any writing. It's just some editing to make sure it fits with the other stuff still. We're gonna do that, and I'm going to feel like crap, and we're going to do at least a little bit of work before I throw in the towel. Maybe I'll spend a lot of the day reading or something. I'm listening to War of the Worlds right now, and then after that I'm going to start The Deep. I'm very excited for that one, mostly because I'm very excited for David Diggs to read me a bedtime story. That is the ideal. And I was at the library on Sunday with my friend, and I picked up Cocaine Blues, which is the first Miss Fisher book. I'm very excited. I just have to train myself to be able to read physical copies of books again. So yeah, I think I will try to do a little bit of writing, and maybe after that I'll just spend the rest of the day reading. I don't know. I'm still feeling super wishy-washy. I don't know if I'm feeling like this just because I'm feeling like this, or if there's a, specific thing that instigated it. I am struggling a little bit with not feeling like I'm making enough progress. Doing this as a word count goal is really messing me up because of where I'm at with this project. Doing a word count goal is not the best thing for where I'm at, and I really just need to remind myself, hey, yes, I lost 643 words yesterday, but I revised, 5 chapters? That was really good. I've made a lot of progress. And doing this as words is really hard. Technically, I'm at, 300 words is how many words I've gained. It's fine. Everything's fine. That didn't sound fine. That sounded very not fine. Just looking at where I'm at, there's 5 more chapters to finish Act 2. That is the most important part. The second half of my Act 2 is so much shorter than the first half of my Act 2. That is an issue that I will probably be fixing in the next draft. The first half is missing so much stuff too, because when I changed the structural stuff, it meant that Billy and Xander are staying with his family. They're planning to stay for 2 weeks instead of 3 days, because I switched it to Christmas break instead of Thanksgiving break. I didn't add a whole bunch of scenes for the extended time, only a little bit, and I definitely need more stuff. I need more attention. I need his parents to be more terrible. That's important. And it is really hard because a lot of what happens in the second half of the second act is blurry. Things go by probably faster than they should. But yeah, so I'm on chapter 32. I will go through this chapter at the very least and do some some editing. Just need to do it. It is 2:50 and I think I'm done for the day, at least with writing. I did some more admin work and stuff, mostly like transferring files and backing stuff up and all of that. And I went through 2 chapters, which is more than one, so that's great. I still lost 620 words though, so I'm officially like negative 300 if we're adding things up. So that's cool, but I made a lot of progress. I deleted, oh god, at least 1,500 words I had to cut since I'm at negative 621. Obviously, I was able to replace a lot of that. I had to rewrite a few scenes. Where we're at in the story is pretty sad, honestly. It's hard to write, but I made it through 2 chapters, and I'm getting much closer to the 3rd plot point. I don't know if the microphone is picking up all the children running around upstairs, but they're loud. I didn't get nearly as much done as I wanted to, but I knew that basically as soon as I woke up, and I am making progress. I just have to remind myself, I am making progress. I'm making quite a bit of progress, actually. It's just very frustrating to be like, oh, I'm moving through the story, but I'm still hovering around 75,000 words. That's so annoying. I achieved like nothing, but I still want to open something. I think I'll open this one. Oh, it's this. I had forgotten what it was, frankly. The Gorgonist. So weird. Which is cool. When I call something weird, I do not mean bad. I never mean bad when I say weird. I am weird. I like being weird. Anyway, look at this adorable Mothman. This is like a notepad. And then the rest of these are sticker sheets. I got some that I was considering giving some as like gifts. My friend who makes the polymer clay stuff, this is a necklace that she made. She loves moths. A few other sticker sheets. Look at these guys. And all of these cryptids. Ah, they're so cool. And you gotta get the books. You gotta get the books. I forgot that's what was in that bag. I guess that is a nice note to end the day on. I'm probably just gonna be hanging out and reading, and hopefully I'm feeling a little better tomorrow. Where I'm at in this book is sad, and it does not help. It's really frustrating because I was feeling pretty good yesterday. I think I want to try to do another 10K challenge in the future when I am actually drafting a story. Because as it is right now, it's just the worst thing I could be doing. Okay, I'm just being like depressing right now, so I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. Say hello to the camera. Say hello to the camera. To face. No love bites. It is Thursday. I'm mostly planning to work on writing today. I've already done a little bit. I've gotten about 400 words, which puts me at a net positive for this week, so that's awesome. I also need to work on editing my next video. My video for today goes live in 27 minutes. That is, as always, absolutely nerve-wracking, and I'm sure it will continue to be nerve-wracking. Two-Face. Stop nuzzling things. If she knocks over something over there, it's a pillow or a stuffed animal. That's fine. Go to sleep. I didn't do much last night. I mostly just watched some vlogs. I have like 35 videos in my watch later list still, and I'm slowly whittling it down. Yes, Two-Face, I love you too. I doubt you guys can hear her, because she purrs so loudly. I've never heard a cat purr this loudly. So, I've already written 400 words today. It is 10:07 now. I need to do a bit more writing. I'm at the point now where I have one scene left that I've already written, and everything else is stuff I have to write brand new. So I'm actually going to be making progress on the word count now. This draft is such a mess though. There's so many missing scenes and moments that I don't really know how to fill in yet. And I'll just have to do that after I finish this draft. I'll have to read over everything and figure out what's missing. Two-Face, that's inappropriate. So rude. She also left a claw on me. I'm going to dive back in and work on finishing this chapter I'm writing. And then when my brain needs a break, I'll probably switch to video editing. I have now written 636 words for the day. My total for the challenge is 301 words. It's not great. I've written one chapter, and I know one is better than 0. I'm just getting frustrated. This story is such a mess. There's so much stuff missing from the last act. There's so much that I'm going to have to go back and figure out what's missing and add in stuff. The last 2 books weren't like this. They were much more organized. I knew what was going to happen. Yes, I made changes, but it wasn't this messy. The first book was, though. The first book was, a disaster. And it's okay that this is a mess. I know that. It just feels like it's not getting better. I just really wanted to have this publishable sooner than it's going to be ready. This book is already like 6 years late, so what are a few more months in the grand scheme of things? It's also that I can't really work on something else until I finish this book. I mean, I can. I will be working on something else after I finish this draft. I also think because I'm at a point where I really only have the one scene left to edit and everything else is stuff I need to draft, maybe I'll be able to do some writing by hand, and that might actually help. I don't do that very often, certainly not anymore, but it's a good exercise. And oftentimes if you write by hand, when you type it up, you're editing and revising it while doing that. I think my brain needs a little bit of a break from writing, so I'm going to start working on editing my video for next week, and hopefully I'll be able to get in some more writing in a little while. It is 2:16. The cats are annoyed because they want lunch, but they can suck it. My kids will be home from school soon, so I don't have very much time to do actual recording. So I took a break from writing and I worked on editing my video for next week. It's coming along. I got it started. And then I took a break for lunch. Now I need to do more writing. I'm not sure of the next scene. And I'm not going to know how to fix it until I finish this draft. And I need to get over that and just focus on what needs to get done. There isn't really anything important about this scene. It doesn't even really make that much sense in the context of the changes that I made. Yeah, I think I'm just going to cut this. So we'll move that down here to the save for later / cut folder. Then this is the scene that we're working on. I'm at a point where very soon I need to divide up all of the scenes I have in Act 3 into chapters and kind of flesh out what exactly I need to write. And it's gonna be a mess. How I have things fleshed out for this part, I don't think is how it's actually going to work out. There's a lot of work to deal with here. And if I don't particularly feel up to writing more, maybe I'll just focus on organizing Act 3. Sorry, I'm very low energy today. Maybe filming this many days in a row is an issue. Anyway, I'm gonna try to organize some stuff. I just got this mug recently. It's so cute. Speaking of getting things recently, I didn't open this yesterday, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do it now. I don't really see any reason to postpone. It's not like I'm actually going to hit 10K today, which is fine. I am 2 chapters away from finishing Act 2. Oh, cute little stickers. My husband and I recently watched Jujutsu Kaisen, so Megami. All these little cuties. They're all the outfits from the first ED. They're all so cute, of course. Everyone's obsession. Gojo. Here is the artist. I am 2 chapters away from the end of Act 2, but Act 3 is a huge mess. What I have is the 3rd plot point, this big moment. It's bad, and I don't know how to fix it. Which, to be fair, you don't necessarily know how to fix something if you haven't even started it. So maybe I'll start writing what I have outlined for the scene, and I'll figure out how to make it better as I write it. I have to let a cat in, apparently. What do you want? I'm recording a video. Why you gotta be annoying? I don't think I'm going to know how to fix it until I start writing it. And that's kind of how I feel about a lot of the 3rd act. So much of it, I know my outline is just not compelling. It feels very forced. And I think it's just, since I haven't written any of that part, I just don't know how it's going to really play out. You don't get a plant. That has probably been my biggest struggle with this book. I make a plan, but it doesn't, something about the plan isn't right. I mean, this is why I'm not exclusively a plotter. It would be bad if I followed my outline exactly as I wrote it originally. It would be really bad. Yes, cat. Hi, cat. I love you, cat. Not enough. It's never enough. Aside from that, today I'm going to go to one of our local bookstores, an indie store called Bookmarks. They are having a sale because it's one of their kitties' birthdays. Don't get in the way of my coffee. Bookmarks is downtown, so I'm probably going to go to Mud House, which is my favorite local coffee shop. Cat, no love bites! So I'm going to do a little bit of writing, and then I'm going to go downtown and do some stuff around there. Maybe if I have time, I'll do some editing on my next video. That doesn't seem very likely. So I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. just updated my track bearer because I finally had more to add to it for the first time in a few days. I have written 424 words so far today, which puts me at 77,305 words. Okay, so I had 929 on day 1, and then I was negative on days 2 and 3, which put me like in the negative below my starting point. But then yesterday I had 1171, and that put me almost to what I had on day 1. So this 424 put me over what I had on day 1. So I could finally update the track bear because it was adding instead of subtracting. I also did some more reorganization. I realized that I want the third plot point to be when Xander's parents arrive for graduation stuff. They are coming a little early because they have business they want to do with Xander. They want to talk business with him. He does not want to talk business with them. They're arriving at least a week before graduation. I need to figure out the specifics. A lot of time passes during the second half of Act 2, and I was struggling to fill in that time, but I realized that actually that just makes sense for where the story is at, for where Billy's headspace is at, so we're kind of glossing over that time. It's not really that we're skipping ahead, because we're still showing things in that time period, but there are a lot of things where she's not really in a great place emotionally. We experience it differently because of that. Because that moves faster, the third plot point is actually later in the story than how I had it here, and that actually, it makes a lot more sense. So the third plot point is basically going to be Xander's parents arriving and the chaos that ensues because of that. What I had before as the third plot point is still happening. It's just coinciding with Xander's family's arrival. I feel so much better about this as the third plot point than I did the other thing. It was supposed to take place at her birthday, which is like a month before graduation. And then it's like, okay, then I'm shoving all of this stuff into Act 3, which could work, but there's a big scene there that doesn't really have a place. And now it does. It has a place now. I feel a lot better about this. I also had to do a bunch of research because I always have to do a bunch of research, especially about medical stuff, because these books have so much to do with like mental health and women's bodies, and the medical aspect is an important part of it. So I had to do a bunch of research, and I have one scene where it's like, I don't know if I'm really able to write this at this point, but I made like a huge page that's basically just notes. So I have basically up until the third plot point, that's where I'm at right now, is I'm ready to dive into this. This is going to be very emotion heavy, which, I mean, these books always are. Billy's dealing with a lot in this book, and it kind of comes to a head here, and then Xander's parents show up and make everything worse. It's great. I'm excited. I will say it is pretty nice that I started this challenge with the midpoint and I'm ending it with the third plot point. It's just fun. These are some of the biggest moments. It's so exciting to work on them. And then I still have the third act after that, where I'm at. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chapters left in the story. I don't know if I will be expanding the third act during this draft or if that will happen later, but it'll definitely happen at some point because it is sparse. It is noon, so I am going to get ready to go do some stuff, and I'm going to try to work on some of these scenes with handwriting, and we'll see how that goes. to use the bathroom, and she decided to take a seat on my bag. You're a silly kitty. Two-Face missed me while I was gone, so I went downtown and I went to bookmarks, looked around a whole bunch, so I wound up getting the selected writings of Christine de Pizan, or however you say it. It's a name I know, but never read any of her stuff, but she was Europe's first professional woman writer. That's just really freaking cool. And it's a Norton edition because I am a nerd and I love the Norton edition. And then I went over to Mudhouse, and I have scary what's left of my peanut butter puddle. It's basically a peanut butter frappuccino, but you know, frappuccino is trademarked, so. And I sat down and did some writing by hand, and I actually wrote quite a bit, barely legible. You can pause it, I doubt you'll be able to read it. And yeah, I actually wrote like 5.5 pages, which is awesome because that hasn't been possible in a while. I'm sorry, the cat's just being really weirdo right now. So yeah, I am going to type this up and add it to my word count, and I don't know, I feel pretty good about today, which is really nice considering the last 2 days were really crappy. It is 4:20, I just finished typing up what I wrote at the coffee shop. It was 720 words, so I am at 1144 for today, which puts me just shy of 2,000 words. I wanted to finish the third plot point, and I haven't yet. So I will probably keep writing over the next couple days to try to do that. So if this is the end of the vlog, then thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more. I have a few vlogs out now and a few other videos, so check them out. See you guys later.